behalf of all of the faculty, staff, and students in the department, I'd like to welcome you to this evening's concert. This would be an excellent time to go ahead and turn off all of those cell phones, pagers, if anyone's still using the pager, watch alarms, laptops, iPads, just about anything that makes light or noise. Ann Donaldson is one of many people without whom this Department of Music would not be nearly as effective. And Ann is one of our adjunct instructors. You can read about her in your program. She is assisted by several members of the Birmingham music community. It's nice to see you all here. Just one program note, the brief pause will happen after the Prokofiev piece. So we'll have Milhaud, Prokofiev, and then we'll have a little bit of a 2-minute stretch and move on to the drop. Please join me in welcoming our performers.
I just wanted to talk a little bit about the Milhaud that we're about to play. Milhaud is a French composer who emigrated to the U.S. Because of the rise of the Nazi Party in Europe. And in the U.S. he was highly influenced by jazz, and so you'll hear that a lot in his music. He actually taught Dave Brubeck and Burt Bacharach, which I just found out recently. It's kind of funny, probably if you're my age or younger, you don't really know their music very well, but he once told Burt Bacharach to not be afraid of writing music that's catchy, and that's pretty obvious that he took that to heart when he wrote this trio. It has 4 short movements, and the first movement is just like a big party scene, lots of really great rhythm in the piano, and the second movement is sort of like, feels like a calm walk by the river, is what we decided as a group. And the third movement is a duet for just violin and clarinet. One of the reasons we're playing this piece is that it's really fun, and the other reason is that there's very, very few pieces that I can play with my mom. So, so it's a duo for just violin and clarinet. And then the last movement starts very dramatically and then goes in between being very dramatic and very, very silly, very suddenly. So it's sort of funny, I think. So anyway, we hope you enjoy this suite for clarinet, violin, and piano. We met in college, and we played my senior recital together. When we were in school, we played the other Prokofiev Violin Sonata, which is the most depressing piece of music ever written and should never be performed unless it's spring or summer. So we decided to choose this piece. She came from New Orleans to play with me, and just to be nice, just because we like playing together and we wanted to put on this music. So I just wanted to let you know that if you would like to help me thank her, we at intermission, there's a box over there for thank you notes or comments. If you have comments, you can write them on the back of a $20 bill. Just kidding. But obviously, to drive so far, just to play is a really awesome statement. I'm lucky to have such talented and wonderful friends to play this awesome music for you with. Prokofiev was a Russian composer. He was a chess master. He's one of my favorite composers. And one of the reasons that he is my favorite composer is when I listen to his music, I can just see a movie, any movie that I make up in my head. He actually did write some film scores. You can see from his dates, which are on your calendar or on your program. I don't have memorized. But he wrote film scores for some very early movies, including an Eisenstein movie called somebody. No, it wasn't Potemkin. It was the Alexander Nevsky. Yes, good crowd. Alexander Nevsky. And he also wrote a lot of programmatic music. He wrote a ballet for Cinderella, Romeo and Juliet, and a ballet for that. Music's awesome. For some of you maybe know it already. And of course he wrote Peter and the Wolf, which almost everybody in the world has heard as a kid. And so anyway, his music is just very evocative. And so this is, hopefully some students are here. I can see there are some students here. There's some very young students here who's going to be able to pass their bedtime pretty soon. So, so this is for them. We wrote a little story to go with this. If you don't want to hear our story, now is the time to tweet or check your Facebook or whatever you need to do. But I really feel like this piece, it like paints a fairy tale. So we're going to give you a little snippets, little previews from each movement to show you what we're hearing in the music. And you can write your own story. So in any fairy tale, we need a hero, and our hero is presented in the very beginning of this. And there's a song, we've decided, there's a song that he or she sings, and it sounds like this. And you'll hear that a lot. And then, of course, our hero has to be charged with some task at some point. So this happens also in the first movement, and it will be in the violin. It sounds like this. And you'll hear the hero's song come back, and that's how you know it's the hero. Okay, the second movement is the chase scene, in which our hero is chased by something, maybe a dragon or something. Chases is very scary. There's not a lot of details. We haven't written a lot of details. You have to do some of the work yourself in the story. So there's a bit of a chase scene, and then in the middle. Oh wait, okay. Here's what the chase music sounds like. And our hero is chased into the deep, dark woods, and it's very scary. The dark woods sound like this. Then the chase continues. I keep having trouble with this third movement. The third movement, we are not sure. Maybe the third movement is the love scene. Sorry, kids. The love scene, but something is amiss. And this is what it sounds like. Last movement is the triumphant return home of the hero, and this sounds like this. But it's still a little wistful. There's still some memory of the past. There's another song that's a little sad in the middle. David Oistrakh was friends with Prokofiev, suggested that he write it for violin, and I think it was a good decision.